Hi, people. It's November. No, October. No, yeah, October 11th, I believe. Anyway, so some people are so full of themselves these days. They love themselves. So I think the new president might be Trump. Why? Because I think God is going to use him to announce peace and security. Why is that? Because I think he's so full of himself that he would believe that there is peace and security, but that he not only that there's peace and security, but that he did it. He caused it to happen. Now, the other day he made a statement that right after Palestine attacked Israel, he said, "Oh, that wouldn't have happened if America had a strong president." So he used the Palestinian attack on Israel for his own purposes. See, I told you he's so full of himself. He actually said that wouldn't have happened if he had been president. Come on. You can't stop hate. He can't stop people from hating each other. That would have happened whether he was president or not. Don't you believe that? What do you think? You think Palestine's going to stop hating Israel because Donald Trump is the president? That is a ridiculous thing he said, but he'll probably get 500,000 to 1,000,000 votes just for saying that. And before that, last week he said, "There is one man above me. His name is Jesus Christ." Now, he don't believe that, but he said it to earn votes. See, some people are so full of themselves. I'm not trying to stop him from being president. God said in the Bible that who he wants to be president, he'll put in regard. It doesn't matter what I say. God will put him in if he needs Donald Trump for a certain purpose. Donald Trump will become the president, and Donald Trump will think. God will allow him to think that he got in president because he deserves it, and God's just using him for something. Anyway, the 1% are going to use him or Biden. They control both Biden and Trump, so they control both parties. So it doesn't matter. The 1%, the richy light 1% are their bosses. They own Trump. They own Biden. Now, Trump's campaign is trying to say that there's no way Biden can afford that rich billionaire mansion he's living in. Yes, he can. There is a way. He does. All he has to do is do some favors for his bosses, the 1%, and they'll take care of his mansion. Right? Do us a favor, we'll do you a favor. And the 1% are asking for favors constantly. One of the favors they ask is that he doesn't do anything. See, it's not Biden that didn't do anything about the high cost of living. It's the rich people told him, that's what you can do for us. Allow us to do that. Allow us to get richer. And he did that. Biden did that. But Trump would have done the same thing. It don't matter who's president. It doesn't matter. The 1% are in control of everything. They're in control of the world's armies and everything. They're in control of all the nations behind the scenes. And they are in turn controlled by Satan the devil. They don't know that, but I do. Satan the devil is controlling the entire inhabited earth. He's misleading every single one on the earth except Christians that are no part of the world. That since they're no part of the world, that's why they're not getting misled. They're Jehovah's Witnesses. They are in the world, as Jesus said, in the world, but no part of it. Now, I heard Mormons try to make some kind of they claim to be the true religion, but I looked at they had an advertisement come on my newsfeed the other day, and they got the Bible there, and they got these big gigantic crosses on top of the Bible, as if crosses, mere idols, wood and stone and metal, can represent God or bring you closer to God. How does a cross bring you closer to the God? How does a cross represent Christianity? Crosses didn't come into Christianity until after Constantine, the Roman Emperor Constantine, put crosses into Christianity. See, he was a pagan, and his god was the Tammuz god from Babylon. And when he became a Christian, he brought his idols with him, his pagan idols with him, and he murdered his way to the top of the Christian congregation. Resistance is futile. And like the Borg in Star Trek. Resistance is futile. I'm the Roman Emperor. And he took that Christian congregation and he made it into big, gigantic. He changed everything about Christianity, all their laws, all their beliefs, their belief in the one true God, Jehovah. He changed it into the belief in Tammuz, the cross god. And he changed the name Tammuz to cross, crucifix. So what's up? What's up with that? Why are Mormons so proud of their crosses that they think it represents Christianity? It represents Babylon the Great. Teachings from Babylon. See, that's why God calls false religion Babylon, because they took all their teachings, including their false god, Tammuz, who's now the cross god, crucifix god, and they borrowed that from ancient Babylon. That's why they're called Babylon the Great, the world empire of false religion. She rides this beast. The beast in the Bible is it's a symbolization. God symbolizes the nations as a beast. You understand that? They're beast-like. And Daniel called Greece is the hairy sheep, goat. And there was another king after that. And after that, there was another king. And they were represented by beasts. Don't believe me? Look it up yourself. And in the book of Daniel. Read the entire book. Anyway, this is David Sloan, and I'm telling you that crosses do not represent Christianity. They represent false Christianity that borrowed teachings from ancient Babylon, including the Trinity, the three gods in one. The Romans have historians back then. They wrote down their history, and in their history, they hated the Christians because they worshiped their one God, Jehovah. It's written right in the Roman history. They hated the one God, Jehovah, and they thus put them in the Roman arenas and killed them. Why? Because the Romans felt that their law was based on superstition. Their superstition was that the Christians worshiping one God angered the other gods. See, that's why they hated Christians. The Romans hated Christians because their worship of one God, Jehovah, angered Poseidon and the ocean god, the sun god, the earthquake god, the hurricane god, the rain god, the thunder god, all these false gods, including Baal, were angered and could do bad things to the Romans, and they feared if they angered those gods, the Romans would lose their entire empire based on that angering those false gods that didn't even exist. Anyways, they killed Christians because of that, because they worshiped this one true God, Jehovah. Now, to stop that from happening, Pallas, the governor, emperor of Rome, his name was Constantine, he started a Catholic church, and he called them Christians, saying this is the one true Christian faith. And they brought in the Trinity, and they worshiped three gods as one. No longer did the Romans hate this Christian, this false Christian creation of Constantine. They didn't hate that because they felt it didn't anger the gods because they worship three gods as one. They worship three gods. You can't anger the gods if you worship three gods. That's what they felt. And Constantine appeased the people's superstition in his kingdom because they were all superstitious in his kingdom. And he put the cross god as the number one god there. And then later on, they even took it further. They nailed a body of Jesus. They glued it or welded it or put it on. They put it on the cross god, the false cross god Tammuz. They took a body of Jesus and put it on that. How ridiculous! How blasphemous! That's so disgusting. It's so detestable that they put Jesus on a false god like that. Don't you think so? And the Mormons, they're going along with that lie, right? Because it's popular. Mormons do anything that's popular. They're in the world. They're for the world. They're for the popularity of the world. They borrow the popularity of false religion and their crosses and their false gods to bring more people into the church. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Well, to be fair, all churches are doing that. Pentecostal, you go in Pentecostal church, you'll see the cross, and to get more money, they put American flag in their church or whatever nation they're in, and they put their battle flag, their blood flag in the church, a symbol of blood and death and murder. Even in Israel, false Christian religions in Israel, they take the Israelite flag and put it in their church. So, well, what's the truth? The American flag in their churches? American flag is the truth, or Israel flag in their churches, or the Mexican flag in their churches? See, they're hypocrites, but it brings in money. See, they're all about money, not truth. At Jehovah's Witnesses, you'll never find a cross in our church. Unless someone broke into the church at night and hid it somewhere in the church. I found a church in my bathroom under the towels. Somebody in my towel rack. I guess someone took a shower in my house and they were wearing a cross. One of the grandchildren. And they left it at my house, and I threw it out the window. I think it's hanging in a tree somewhere.